The Garmin Fenix 8 Pro has finally arrived, and it brings a mix of excitement, innovation, and controversy. This isn't just another upgrade in the Fenix lineup. It's a bold step that combines new connectivity options, brighter displays, and satellite features that push boundaries. But at the same time, it introduces limitations, higher costs, and decisions that will leave some users scratching their heads. In this first part of the breakdown, we will explore the most important new features, explain how they work, and highlight why they matter. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of what Garmin is really offering with this generation. Let's begin with the feature that has everyone talking, LTE connectivity. For years, Garmin users have been asking for a watch that doesn't need a smartphone to stay connected. Now, with the Fenix 8 Pro, that dream has become reality. LTE Live Track is the star here. In simple terms, it means you can leave your phone behind and still share your activity in real time. Friends and family can see where you are, follow your route, and feel reassured that you're safe. The watch automatically sends out a link when you start an activity, and that link updates live. Whether you're running in the city, cycling in the countryside, or hiking far from home, people can keep track of you instantly. It's the kind of feature that gives freedom without sacrificing safety. But LTE doesn't stop at tracking. The Fenix 8 Pro adds messaging too. You can send and receive texts directly from the watch. Garmin provides a small keyboard and preset messages to make typing easier, though the experience is different from a phone. Outbound messages go through Garmin's servers and then reach the recipient as normal texts. If the other person uses the Garmin Messenger app, the conversation feels smoother and more personal. This is important because it ensures the system works even if the recipient isn't deep into Garmin's ecosystem. For athletes and adventurers, that means no barriers, just simple communication when you need it most. Another LTE addition is location check-ins. With one tap, you can send your current GPS coordinates to a contact. This is ideal for times when you finish a workout, get stuck on the trail, or simply want someone to know where you are. Instead of typing out details, the watch does it for you. It's efficient, fast, and practical. Building on this, Garmin also introduced voice messaging. You can record a short message, send it, and the other person will first receive a transcription, followed by the actual voice recording. Even in areas with weak signal, the text often arrives first, while the audio downloads later. It's a clever design that balances speed with reliability. Perhaps the most surprising LTE feature is voice calling. Yes, the Fenix 8 Pro can make calls directly over LTE. You can be in the woods with no phone in sight, and still hold a clear voice conversation. Early tests show the quality is better than expected, though not quite as polished as a dedicated phone or high-end earbuds. Still, the fact that a rugged sports watch can now replace your phone in emergencies or quick chats is a major leap forward. Garmin wanted to give users independence, and this proves they are serious about it. Of course, LTE brings practical tools too, like weather updates on the go. You can open the weather widget, refresh conditions, and plan your run, ride, or hike with up-to-date data. This small detail matters, especially for outdoor athletes who depend on changing weather conditions for safety. But connectivity isn't only about convenience. It's also about safety. Garmin built in emergency detection and SOS systems. If the watch detects a crash or fall, it automatically alerts your emergency contacts. If you can't cancel within a few seconds, the alert goes through automatically. It works whether you're cycling, running, or just moving about. Beyond that, Garmin offers a direct emergency SOS service through their own response center. If you trigger it, the system will contact local emergency services on your behalf. That could mean calling 911 in the US or dispatching help in remote areas. It's a service designed for peace of mind, though it does come with costs we'll discuss later. A key strength of Garmin's LTE system is global coverage. Unlike some past devices that only worked region by region, the Fenix 8 Pro supports LTE-M across both Europe and the US. You can travel with one watch and stay connected anywhere, without needing separate versions. This flexibility makes it much more practical for globetrotters and serious athletes who move between continents. However, there's an important catch: LTE isn't free. To unlock it, you need a Garmin subscription. Pricing starts at $7.99 per month, or $9.99 depending on your plan. The subscription is all-inclusive, covering tracking, messaging, and emergency services. You don't need to deal with carriers or SIM cards, it's all managed through Garmin. But setup is messy. Early reviewers call it complicated, with too many apps, too many steps, and too much confusion. Once it's set up, it works seamlessly. Still, this is an area where Garmin needs to improve if they want mass adoption. If LTE wasn't enough, Garmin also added satellite connectivity. This is a game-changer for those who venture beyond cell towers. Unlike regular GPS, which only receives signals, two-way satellite allows sending and receiving messages. That means even if you are completely off the grid, you can still stay in touch. Garmin partnered with Skylo to provide this service using geostationary satellites. Coverage isn't worldwide, it extends about 50 miles offshore in some regions, but it covers much of North America and Europe. For wilderness explorers, mountaineers, and ocean athletes, this could literally be life-saving. Satellite connectivity works in layers. First, the watch tries to use your phone over Bluetooth. If that fails, it switches to LTE. If LTE fails too, only then does it engage satellite mode. This intelligent system ensures you use the best available option at any given time. To connect to satellites, the watch guides you to calibrate its compass, then position it toward the satellite. Once locked, sending messages takes less than a minute. Even under tree cover, it manages to work, which shows how powerful the antenna system really is. What can you do with satellite? Text messaging, location check-ins, and emergency SOS. At the end of a long hike, you can quickly send "reached camp, all good" to loved ones. If something goes wrong, you can trigger an SOS, and Garmin's response center will coordinate rescue. This brings Garmin closer to the kind of security previously only possible with dedicated devices like the inReach. Still, satellite features aren't cheap. Garmin requires a plan that charges per message or offers bundles. The basic plan limits you, while higher-tier plans give more included messages. And unlike Apple or Google, which currently offer free emergency SOS via satellite for a couple of years, Garmin insists on charging for it even after you've paid nearly $2,000 for a watch. For many, this feels unfair. Safety features should be standard, not hidden behind a subscription wall. Now let's move from connectivity to displays. The Fenix 8 Pro comes with brighter screens than before. Garmin hasn't published exact numbers for the standard models, but visibility in bright sunlight has clearly improved. More impressive is the micro-LED edition. Garmin claims it's the brightest watch display in the world, hitting 4,500 nits. To put that in context, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 reaches 3,000 nits. That's already dazzling outdoors. Garmin is claiming a full step above that. Colors look more vibrant, viewing angles are wider, and overall readability is stunning. However, brightness isn't the whole story. During daily use, most people won't notice a huge difference between the Pro and micro-LED editions. Cameras can pick it up, but human eyes adjust. Where the micro-LED shines is off-angle viewing. Tilt the watch, and the screen stays sharp and clear, unlike traditional displays that fade. For certain conditions, like when your wrist isn't perfectly aligned, this is useful. But it comes with serious trade-offs. The first trade-off is battery life. The micro-LED edition burns through power at alarming rates. Instead of improving efficiency, as many expected from micro-LED technology, Garmin's implementation does the opposite. Battery charts show the micro-LED model lasting far less than the standard Fenix 8 Pro. For endurance athletes, that's a deal-breaker. Imagine being in the mountains for multiple days. You want longer life, not shorter. The second trade-off is cost. The micro-LED edition costs $2,000. That's an extra $800 over the regular Pro. And all you're paying for is a brighter display with worse battery life. There are no added sensors, no faster chips, no hidden extras. Just brightness. For many, it's impossible to justify. Unless you live in the desert under constant sunlight, the regular Pro edition already does the job. Spending nearly double for this feels wasteful. And finally, there's the size issue. Garmin skipped the smaller 43mm version entirely. That means if you have slimmer wrists, you're forced to wear a heavy, chunky watch or miss out on new features. Garmin says it's because antennas and components wouldn't fit in smaller cases without making them too thick. Maybe that's true, but competitors like Apple manage LTE in smaller sizes. Many women and athletes with smaller wrists feel left out. One tester even described bruising after wearing the new Fenix 8 Pro for just one run. That's a major problem for inclusivity and usability. So, in summary for this first half, the Garmin Fenix 8 Pro is packed with innovation. LTE freedom, satellite safety, brighter displays, and advanced emergency systems all set a new standard. But at the same time, the pricing, battery compromises, and size limitations hold it back. Garmin has delivered progress, but not perfection. Whether it's worth it depends entirely on your needs. If you value independence, adventure, and peace of mind, the Fenix 8 Pro is unmatched. If you want balance, affordability, and practicality, it may leave you disappointed.